The purpose of this video is to demonstrate tools that the VP of Education or other club officers may use to create new agendas for Omaha Toastmasters Club 281. The best way to create a new agenda is to be on an existing agenda and then use the icon with the plus sign that is labeled Create New Agenda. The first thing you would do is pick the date for the desired meeting agenda. At this time, don't worry about the meeting start time. You can take care of that later. And then the next thing you would do is pick an agenda template. The executive meeting agenda is rarely used. It has a block of time at the end of the meeting for the club officers to have a meeting. The online meeting is currently the one we're using a great deal because we're not meeting in person. Once we get to the point where we are meeting in person again, then you'd use the regular meeting. And if you ever had a meeting where you needed to have the meeting end early, the short meeting end by 6:50 is a good template. I'm going to pick the online meeting agenda. And as I said before, you didn't have to worry about the time earlier because when you pick the template, it'll set the default time. So I'll click yes to assign the default time. Now, since I'm using the online agenda, you'll notice that the meeting venue has also defaulted to the online meeting. At this time, you'll notice there are other tabs like description and agenda items. I would recommend saving the agenda before editing anything else. We'll click save. Note the yellow bar, new meeting agenda has been created. You can now modify agenda items. I'll click close. And the agenda that I have created is now available. Now, when you're signed in as VP of Education or as the presiding officer, you can use some of the other agenda tools. Edit the meeting agenda allows you to either rename meeting roles. So for example, let's say the Zoom meeting link changed. You could go in there to edit that role. You can also assign individuals to various roles. So let's say I wanted to assign someone to be a speaker. Another thing that's interesting about this is it gives you a little count that shows you how often historically that member has done the role. This is helpful because you might want to persuade someone, I notice that you haven't had a chance to give a speech yet. Would you like to go ahead and give a speech? The other thing you can do is delete roles, but I would recommend not doing that. So I'm going to close out of the edit mode. Another option you can do is you can delete the agenda. I would recommend against deleting the agenda just because, as you saw with the role count, there is great value in the historical reporting. Only use the delete button if you create an agenda in error. The print multiple meeting sign-up sheet is very helpful if you wanted to send out an image that shows all the upcoming meetings, or if you wanted to, once we're meeting in person again, print that out. Meeting reports are very helpful, especially if you're trying to validate that someone fulfilled their obligations to fulfill a meeting roles to have an award. When printing an agenda, I like to use the Toastmaster layout black and white because not only does it give you a very nice layout, it also includes the names of the officers that are set by the administrator. You can also email the agenda. The first thing you'd want to pick is who you're going to send it to. So you could just send it to a subset. Usually we send it to all club members. And then if people reply, do you want it to go just to you, or would you like it to go to all club members or officers? You can change the subject line. You can put the body of the message here and then click send email. One thing that I really like doing from time to time is using some of these variables. So I can do a variable like this that's for first name. And sometimes it doesn't quite cooperate. Okay, when you click that, it puts it near me. So then you'd actually paste it in there. But this item where it says first name, you'll notice that there's two little squiggly brackets on either end. That then kind of works like a form letter where you could actually have the message go out to everyone and it would use their first name. That's a nice way of personalizing if you wanted to really call someone's attention to an email they're receiving. I'm going to close this at this time. So that's a high-level overview of the meeting agenda templates. Thank you.